Join discord.gg/flat earth and enter a VC check-in room and someone will come along to VC verify and get involved with the conversation about our Earth. Now we have time for a meeting with the real flat earthers.
Just let him talk. Let Bangladesh talk. So now you're on here. Looks like you were cognitive dissonance, but I went ahead and took you off of that so that you can come in here. Yoshi on steroids, are you there? This is your big moment. Go ahead and unmute.
What's up, Yoshi?
Well, you were talking this and that in the lobby. You have the ability to speak now. You can do so. Now you got nothing to say? It's up to you, man. Do you want to go back to Cogdis? Because I gave you VC verified so you can come in here and speak. If you're going to just be wasting time and not do that. Hello?
Pretty decent amount of chat history. You'd probably go in there and see if there's anything interesting. See, good 34 pages. So there's a lot to say in the chat. But yeah, dude, chime in, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, Yoshi, chime in.
Have you been high up in a plane? One of the messages.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
No, I'm not muted anymore.
I know. So what was your position in the lobby saying that let him speak? Go ahead and tell
Well, I just think that you should let him speak and not keep interrupting him. That's my opinion.
Why was he saying correct things?
Huh?
Was he saying correct things?
I don't know, because I wasn't listening.
Well, how the fuck are you going to interrupt then and say that you weren't listening? Now I'm going to get on your ass.
Everybody has the right to speak. What the hell?
What do you mean the right to speak? This ain't a democracy, fool.
Nonsense. You should have the right to speak, and you should let him speak whatever he says.
Well, what the fuck do you think was happening when he was saying things that were incorrect? Think about it.
I don't care. You should let him speak.
You don't care.
Yes,
so this is a server according to Yoshi on steroids. Right? That's what this server's about. This server's about Yoshi on steroids dictating what needs to go on here. Well, Yoshi on steroids wants something to happen, so we gotta.
That's all you're doing. You're like shutting people up and then bring your arguments without letting them bring their arguments.
Also, you're moving your yapper. You're moving your yapper right now, and I'm shutting you up. Is that what I'm doing?
Listen to Bangladesh. He asked how you know that he's speaking nonsense, but you keep interrupting him anyways.
He's taking 5 right now. He's having a seat. He's already tired of trying to defend something he only has a belief in. Now we're looking to you. What do you have to bring to the table?
Well, you're quiet as fuck. I have to make you louder. What did you say?
What do you have to bring to the table?
Well, I just joined the voice chat to listen what other people have to say, but yeah.
All right. Well, you're here now, so you have your mic open. What do you think about the topic?
I think that Earth is a globe.
Okay, and why do you think that?
Because it's more realistic.
Okay,
a flat Earth is physically impossible, or like less possible.
I don't want to hear about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. In what way?
Sorry, I was just amused by what he was saying within the first 5
seconds. Also, not everything in space, it's like a ball too, just like Earth. So why can't it be a ball too?
Okay, so everything in space.
Everything in space.
Everything in space. Yeah, that's my view, but your view doesn't match with mine. That's why we cannot argue.
I mean, you can have. Listen, you can think whatever you want. I'm only asking for evidence, bro. That's it.
My floor is a light bulb because my ceiling has light bulbs.
What evidence do you have, Yoshi?
My verb.
Am I interrupting you? I'm asking what evidence you have. Just bring it. You have some evidence.
He said his words.
Stars,
Sorry,
moon,
Yoshi.
sun, everything.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
So
Be
what
honest.
what do you think are sun and
God.
moon? What are they? What are
I'll
they?
tell you what.
Explain to
I'll
me.
tell you what. Let's start like this. If you're going to point at something, let's call it the moon, and because that seems circular to you, you're then going to assume that the thing that you're standing on is also circular too, or round. How would you prove this though? Because at the moment it just sounds like you're making declarations. That is a tree, so I must be a tree too. When you go to the forest, for example, that's how coherent this argument is. The thing is, how do you prove that this, the earth, is like that, the moon? You can't just declare it is because one thing is looking like a circle, so the thing you are on must be too. You have to prove it, sunshine. You can't just declare things, otherwise you sound like a religious idiot standing on the floor and making declarations. How do you prove it is our question.
Well, do you have pictures of a flat Earth from like the third person? Like not only that is no curvature, but an actual pic of a flat Earth. Do you have that?
Okay, so what you're saying is you believe the Earth is a ball because of pictures taken from space.
Like that, yeah. But do you have like a model of a flat Earth, an actual model?
No. 2 seconds on what you just said. So, can you verify pictures from a place that you can't go to?
You can go.
Can you? Can you go to a place that doesn't exist?
Oh, shit, he said you can go there, Jedi. So obviously, I guess we can go.
And that's what I mean. I'm saying that space exists, but you say that space doesn't exist. That's why our two views don't match.
Do you want to know?
It's impossible for us to argue because you have different beliefs and different facts.
Listen. Do you want to know why we don't believe in the second law of thermodynamics violation you call a vacuum of space? It's not just because we see pictures and go, it's because the vacuum of space violates natural law. Do you know what natural laws are? Things that apply
Why
always.
Why don't you believe in the vacuum?
Because you can't have gas pressure, the thing that's keeping you alive at the moment, in an open system, which they declare the Earth to be. If the Earth was an open system, we wouldn't have gas pressure because there's nothing to press upon. And the gas, according to entropic law, would increase and disperse into the vacuous space. Because that's how natural laws work in the physical and natural world. What
gas pressure exists.
Yes, we have gas pressure. Do you know what the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is?
You don't need a container for that.
Oh, see, but you do understand that when I hold on, my friend, very quickly, you do understand that when I do put gas into a container, the consequence of that gas is now is under pressure, right? You understand that, yeah?
Yes, but there's no gravity in a canister.
Okay.
Like, listen.
No,
There's the Earth core, the center of Earth.
You're just going to make stories again. I'm going to get you down to the proof of your story, and you're now going to have to give me a scientific experiment that proves gravity, or at least point to the phenomena where your assertion of gravity is actually affecting gas. Can you do that?
Hold on. Can I explain to you how Earth has Earth pressure without being in a container?
No, you have to answer his question. He asked you a question, and you have to answer it. That's how this works.
What was his question?
You didn't fucking pay attention, dude. Listen.
No, my mom came into my room.
All right, well, you say it, Jedi.
All right, so first of all, you're going to give us a scientific experiment that proves gravity, or you can at least point to the phenomena where your assertion of gravity affects gas. Which direction?
Basically attracting things to the ground or to the middle.
Awesome. That's brilliant. So gravity's the direction downwards, yeah? I drop a rock, it goes. Awesome. Which way does gas go?
It also goes down because it's attracted by gravity.
Does it go sideways? Does it go up? Does it go in all directions? Is that what gas does? Does gas go in all directions, does it?
Well, it depends. If the air is like closer to the Earth's core, it goes down.
Dude, you do understand that the gases of the Earth are produced within the mass of the Earth, you know, the trees and on the surface level, and their first instinct is to fucking go away from the thing that you're still keeping them there. Do you know what the inverse square law is? Further away from mass, gravity decreases, my friend.
What?
Yeah, you don't know what the inverse square law is. Right, let's do this even more simply. You understand wind goes in all directions, but gravity is just a vector downwards. Therefore, you don't have an observable phenomena to start your science with, even if I gave you fucking gravity. Meh.
Then explain to me why air pressure is on the ground higher than in high air. Like
that's called a gas pressure gradient. To achieve a gas pressure gradient, you must first have gas pressure, which requires a container. You can have a gas pressure gradient when you impart energy, let's call that heat, into the system. That's easily.
Wait, hold on. A container doesn't have a center with gravity pulling the air towards it.
You don't even have. Hold on. You don't even have gravity at the moment, mate. We're talking about the necessary requirement for gas to be under pressure is the thing that it presses upon. That will be the container, and why it's in the fucking word, pressure. Because the gas needs to press upon something physical, like a tire on the ball, and the consequence of that physical pressing is the gas is now under pressure in that contained volume. If you remove
only
the
like that because you don't believe in the gravity.
Shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why? Because I've asked you 5 times at least to give me a scientific experiment that proves gravity. You've got nowhere near that. And I've just ruined your argument because gravity doesn't affect gas even when I give it to you. There you go. You can have gravity. That's why the rocks fall.
Gas has mass, and everything with mass is attracted by gravity.
Excellent. Show me gas attracting gas then.
What?
Show me gas, which is mass, attracting gas, which is mass. Show me gas attracting gas. And you do remember that the gases are produced here at surface level, and I told you that they go up into the sky away from the mass that is said to be attracting it to them. So, no, there's no observable phenomena when we're talking about gases being attracted to big things. The only way that you can stop gas is by physically containing it. The gas has hit something in front of it and then has an elastic collision and goes in another direction until it reaches the limitation of its volume. If you uncontain the gas, what happens to uncontained gas, my friend? Does it fuck off?
It fucks off.
Uncontained gas bursts out, but only if it doesn't is attracted by gravity.
Awesome. So, save time. Sorry, you are now going to at least give me a scientific experiment that proves gravity.
I don't have a scientific experiment, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you, there isn't one. You know the mass attracting mass? That was superseded by Einstein. There's no experiment that proves mass attracting mass.
He's having an issue because he's grabbing the word gravity. He read the word on a book, right? Gravity does things, right? So he's using this word, these letters, and he's picking it from the book and saying, "Hey guys, gravity does things." But he thinks that's all he needs. That word say gravity. But sir, you have to provide an example of the cause and effect relationship that will bring you to the conclusion that that word means something and it does stuff, right?
Okay, can I have like streaming perms that I can show to you on Paint?
It's not exactly, but my point is that you can't just say one word and say this word does stuff. You can't do that, sir. That's not.
We don't screen share in the live stream, just so you know. Not one person has that ability.
Okay, so
you can share a link. You can share a link, and we will look at it.
We're also looking for a real world example as well.
I mean, let's put it like this. No, you're fine. Let's put it like this. And we're trying to help you, if anything, by asking you the question to provide the scientific experiment that proves gravity, because you should, through your own research, be really pissed off if you don't find one. There isn't a scientific experiment that proves gravity, my friend.
Can I at least show you a sketch? Can I make a sketch and send it to somebody?
Oh, we're going to use drawings. We're not going to use like real world experiments.
Only to add, I will find it interesting because Neil deGrasse Tyson, communicator for the mainstream science communicator, will say, I don't know what is gravity, but you will tell me now that you know. But science communicator will say that he doesn't know. Why?
I just want to show you a sketch of what I mean,
asking you
what
why.
I'm saying.
I'm asking you this
Wait,
question.
we
Why
know what you're saying, brother. We know what you're saying. We're looking for a real world demonstration of what you're saying. We know what you mean.
Not a sketch. Not a sketch. A real world demonstration. We know what they said gravity was. We know that. We're looking for a real world experiment.
Yeah,
Well, I think the gas pressure gradient is enough. Like when you're on the ground.
Sorry.
Let me talk.
No, sorry. You can't point at the sky and declare the claim, which is the sky, to now be the proof for that claim. The proof and the claim can't be the same thing. So you can't just raise your arm to the sky.
If you are just about to say a gas pressure gradient and then we have a vacuum, you are talking about an entropy decrease, which is a violation of laws of nature. Entropy increases, gas disperses in all directions and disperses into lower pressure environments. What you're going to say is eventually the gas doesn't do that. There's a decrease in entropy. You're going to have to provide a physical demonstration of a decrease in entropy and weight your Nobel Prize in physics. Because it can't be achieved.
Gas has mass, so it's being held by gravity, and when it's closer to the Earth middle point, then there's also more air molecules. So that means
how many times are you going to say
it? Higher pressure because there's more air molecules.
Where's the gas produced, and why are you so surprised? There's more gas closer to where the gas produced, as in further away from it. Why are you so surprised that there's more gas down here where the gas is produced at surface level? Within the trees, within the biological and chemical cycles of the earth upon which you stand. Why are you confused?
Saying that gas would all go into lower pressure zones? So
no, what we're saying is
held by gravity.
Hold on. Again, that's a declaration. You're going to have to prove it with a scientific experiment. But I'm going to tell you for what happens to be the 10th fucking time now that gravity is just down. And gas expands in all directions. In actual fact, gravity isn't even mentioned in the second law of thermodynamics. It's never mentioned in any laws to do with gas behavior, because we understand how gas behaves. It doesn't go away from a big thing, let's call it the mass of the Earth, and get homesick and decide to come back. That's what you're saying. The gas gets far away from the Earth, where the vacuum is, where it should disperse into, where there should be an increase in entropy according to laws of nature. But you think the gas stops and comes back because the thing it left behind was big? You're an idiot. Surely you must understand that that's ridiculous to suggest it, my friend.
Nah.
Say gravity. Good. Say gravity again. Then give me the scientific experiment for it.
I don't have a scientific experiment for it because I just came here without preparing anything.
That's fine. Well, let me take you through it. The mass attracting mass thing that you've been talking about was superseded over 108 years ago. The Newtonian gravity, the one that Newton himself didn't want to be associated with because he called it a magic at a distance. It was laughable. Then Einstein comes along and supersedes that idea, which was laughable, that Newton didn't want to be associated with, and came up with the bending and warping of space-time, a mathematical concept. Now, you must understand that they didn't prove the first one. They went on to something else, and they didn't scientifically prove it. They mathed it on a presupposition that the Earth was already a ball in space. So there's no scientific experiment that proves gravity, my friend.
Okay.
That's a shame.
Then what is the stuff holding us back down when we jump? That is gravity, but what is it else?
No.
Okay, explain
if
to
you
me then.
couldn't answer with gravity, okay, so if a person jumps up into the air and they fall back down, you're going to say gravity, right? But there's another answer. So if I strip your gravity answer away from you, there is another answer. What's the answer for why when we jump up and come back down to the Earth, why does that happen?
Yeah, why does it happen? I'm asking that to you.
Not using gravity. How does that happen?
It pulls you back down. Simple.
No.
So what do you think?
No.
Do you think it's a magical force or something?
No, I don't think. No, I don't. You think it's a magical force. We don't believe in the pseudoscience of gravity, okay?
Can you explain it to me? How do you come back
The
down?
reason that we fall back down to Earth is because we're more dense than the air.
Let's just take a look at your beliefs for a moment. You have two underlying beliefs here.
You have
One is that you should float away, and two is that something's pulling you down. So those are two underlying ideas that you should probably address. If you took those two ideas away, that's what he's trying to say. Take those two ideas away and what's happening? You can't fly. What's so hard about that?
Yeah, you can fly, that's a fact. But if gravity doesn't
but
exist,
you're adding extra ideas on. You're adding extra ideas on, well, I can't fly, but I should be able to, but something is stopping me. So you just have extra ideas you need to peel away, and you'll realize that maybe nothing's really happening and you just can't fly.
It's cool.
Yeah, so if you jump off a skydiving board into the water, right? You jump off, right? And you say, hey, this is proof of gravity, right? I'm falling down to the earth, right? And then you hit the water, and then you float back up to the top. Where's gravity?
Right. Scientifically speaking, the only thing that we can determine within science is relative density. So, for example, I've got a fish tank and it's full of water, and I've got a boiled egg. I drop the boiled egg into the bottom of the fish tank full of water, and it stays at the bottom. I impart salt into the water, make the water denser, and guess what happens to the egg? It rises. Scientifically, being as I've only varied and manipulated the medium which the egg resided in, I made it denser, then that is the cause. So, in a scientific experiment, we can't vary and manipulate gravity to see if it has the presumed effect. You can just assert it based on your presupposition that we live on the ball and this is the mechanism that keeps you down to the earth. But scientifically speaking, in an experiment, it's relative density because we can only vary and manipulate that. Do you know what a scientific experiment is?
It's an experiment that proves things.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, we see a phenomena in the physical and natural world, something happening, and we want to figure out what the cause of that happening is. So it's a cause and effect relationship. So in science, when it comes down to gravity, being as we can't vary and manipulate gravity, well, it's not gravity then. Being as the only thing that we can vary and manipulate is me and you jumping off of fucking buildings, or the egg in water, just for example, it's relative density. That's all we can science.
We can replicate that too.
Unless you want to give me some. And again, you keep saying mass attracting mass. That's the old idea, 108 years out of date, superseded by Einstein, general relativity, bending and warping of space-time. So the reason you don't fly away is because of the disturbance of the fabric of space-time because of the mass of the Earth. I'm just catching you up with your own scientific rhetoric because you seem to be, like I said, 108 years out of date. And we get it because this is what we were all educated. But it's not true. When they make a claim, they should provide evidence for it. There isn't evidence for it according to the scientific method. That's not us being belligerent and, just wanting to hand wave shit because it doesn't comport with our beliefs. There's no scientific experiment for it. So what should we fucking do? Just believe stories? No, there's no evidence for it. Fuck them. So when we talk about gas dispersing into the vacuum of space, there's no gravity that's been proven. There's no decrease in entropy. So the vacuum of space, according to natural law, can't exist. Jupiter, a giant ball of gas in a vacuum uncontained, that shouldn't exist because you're not stupid. You know that to contain gas, you need a football. And if you take the football away, the gas fucks off. So Jupiter, giant ball of gas, and the vacuum,
Jupiter is
not
a huge mass of gas, and gas, of course, has mass. So if there's a huge ball of gas, it becomes it has gravity then.
You don't know what entropy is.
Show us one demonstration that proves gravity is real. Just one.
You don't know what entropy is, do you, mate?
Nah, English is not my first language, so
that's not a problem. I'll help you with it. What happens to a hot cup of coffee if I leave it alone?
It cools down.
Yeah, exactly. What happens when I burst a tire to the high pressure inside?
The gas bursts out.
Awesome. So this is a direction. It doesn't reverse, as in the hot cup of coffee doesn't get hotter, and the low pressure doesn't go into the tire. That's stupid. That's not how the world works. So being as we understand how the world works, according to entropy...
Because a huge amount of pressure is being released. Not so much for a short time.
Oh dear. You do understand that everything you just said violates laws of nature. Gas expands. It doesn't stay still because there's lots of gas.
Yeah, that's what I said. It expands, but not forever.
Well, hold on. Forever until it reaches the limitation of its volume. That would be the container that it's in.
If it were in a vacuum, it would go on forever. Which is why it doesn't make sense that we would have gas on Earth if we were next to a vacuum. It would suck it all off. It would fuck off, as Chris so politely says.
Yep. It's not, I mean, you might think it's just us flat earthers because we don't understand something or we have a belief that we can't let go of. No, these are laws of nature that always apply. And when we talk about gravity, there's no scientific experiment for it. So what do? Do we just believe what we're told to believe, or do we test the physical natural world, see how the physical natural world works, and understand that you can't have a vacuum of space?
And you know that it's a law because it's always true.
But if you don't think that gravity is real, how do sun and moon float? Do you even know what sun and moon are?
No, but neither
you
do
don't.
you. You just believe a story that fireball is in the vacuum of space, that Jupiter is an uncontained ball of gas in a vacuum, and that's fine for you, even though that violates natural law. But no, I don't know what the sun is, I don't know what the moon is, I don't know what the sky is made out of. All we know is the claim violates laws of nature, so can't be real.
And you do understand we're not going to, replace the lie that you were told with another lie. If we knew the truth, we would tell you the truth, but we don't know. So, and we're okay with that. But we know how to test what we're being told, and what we're being told is not adding up.
The reason why we're spending so much time on this is because pretty much every single piece of evidence that you think proves the Earth to be a ball comes from an authority that you can't verify and comes from a place that doesn't exist. To you and to me, to Mayhem and to everybody else in the server, the Earth appears to us to be flat and stationary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've never seen curvature of the Earth with your own eyes. It's only been provided to you by an authority, right?
Because I've never been that high to actually see a curvature.
Okay, but you've heard the arguments that I can't see that boat because the curve of the Earth is in the way when I go down to the beach.
What, you mean the boat sinking behind the horizon?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it goes away because it vanishes under the curvature, like that you cannot see, but in the other direction, so you know. Okay, so left to right curvature we can't see, but down here on the beach, when I observe a boat with my binoculars, the curvature of the Earth I can now see. So you're saying that curvature, that horizon is physical, yes? Yeah.
Awesome. So that would mean if we're on a ball with 3,959 miles for radius value, then the horizon, if it was physical, should be at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So if I'm a 1 foot observer, the calculation is the square root of 1 is 1, we all know that, and 1 times 1.225 is, well,
wait, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I know, I went a bit quick.
You're saying too much at a time.
That's fine. You understand maths exists, right?
Math?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, and we can use it to figure out things about geometric shapes, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. If we know the size of a ball, then we can figure out where the geometric horizon should be for an observer standing on that curved surface, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. So if we know the size of the ball, Earth, 3,959 miles, then the calculation to figure out where the geometric horizon should be for that observer is 1.25 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So for an observer at 1 foot, the square root of 1 is 1. So 1 times 1.225 is 1.225. That means for an observer at 1 foot above the surface of water, the geometric horizon must be 1.2 miles away. You understand that? Yes, no, maybe so.
Would you like a video? Would you like a video to help explain it?
If it's not that long.
It's like a minute long. Let me find it real quick. Go ahead, keep talking.
That's fine. In the live stream voice text, if you're in that text room, can you tell me when you see the observation of the 2 oil rigs, please?
Wait, what chat?
Live stream.
I don't think he has VC verified. I think he's got no roles.
Oh, dear me.
I'm working on it right now.
Thank you, mate.
Speaking about time, it's getting late. It's already like it's 9:30, and I really have to go because I have other stuff to do. So thanks for actually talking nice to me. Like the people last time I argued with, they were like not that good. I appreciate that, and although you did not change my opinion, I still appreciate that you argued with me.
Cool. You can still believe in gravity even though it's scientifically not, my friend. That's fine.
Only
I
one thing.
will research about gravity.
Sorry to add one thing. You are going in the right moment. This was the moment to show you something. Now you will go. You will not see that moment. Next time when you come,
I can look at it.
Okay,
I can look at the video later.
Okay, good.
Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Yoshi, take care, man. Sleep.
All right, thanks, man.
Fall off the bed.
I'm gonna research about gravity and then show you my results.
Yeah, come back with that gravity and we'll talk about it, mate.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Watch out for the spin of the Earth when you sleep, man. Take care.
Wear your spacesuit so the meteors don't hit you on the head.
Oh, you guys didn't convince me. Oh well. I want to. Oh well. That was the same story, man. No, you didn't convince me. It didn't sound like cool enough for me to accept it.
The way that
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the way that conversation should have ended was it should have been y'all are making a whole lot of sense and it's really hurting my brain and I need to go. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That doesn't have to be. I mean, that's okay. It is what it is. It do what it do.
Shout out to Helio. Yeah, so I've been talking about the claim stackers. He was more of a claim repeater. Just repeat the claim over and over and over, and hopefully it'll eventually become evidence.
Respawn that claim. Keep repeating that claim over and over again. Say gravity one more time. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say it again.
I like that claim respawn.
I just killed your fucking claim. Respawn back to gravity. I just killed your claim. Respawn back to gravity. Brilliant. This is going to be fun.
First to 100.
Hey guys, we got vapors. 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 You've been unmuted. Welcome to the server. You can open your mic and say hola.
Hi, Vapors. How are you?
Hey, what's up to PD?
Oh, God, not again.
Mickey can smell it. Can smell the vapors.
Well, it's probably, who?
Send in the clowns.
Well, yeah.
The end of that should be send in the clowns that drink pee.
Hey, you know that you know. So I know many people, not many, but personally close to my circle, I know multiple people that have never been to the ocean. They lived up in the high mountains of America, Central America. Never been to the ocean. Never seen it with their eyes. Never touched it. Never smelled it. Nothing like that. And what they see, if they go up in their hills, they see the top of the mountains meeting with the horizon is the top of the mountains meeting with the sky, right? Is that a horizon or no?
A definition to the Globers, yeah.
But if I'm standing at the top of the mountain and I don't see the ocean, I see mountains behind mountains, and then what I see is like a convergence of that topography with the sky. Am I looking at the horizon? Now I am, right? That is the horizon.
Yeah, it is where the sky meets the earth.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works. Like even like 2 feet in front of you, 2 inches in front of you, you look down at your feet, and where the ground meets the sky, that's the horizon.
Yeah. So I don't have to go to the ocean to see the horizon, because the horizon, it's not just the water meeting the sky, is the surface. It's the surface, could be water, or it could be topography, and it's still a horizon, because it's apparent. It doesn't have to be something specific. It's the surface, right? The water could be surface, ice could be the surface, whatever could be, whatever is on the surface, but that's meeting at a distance. It's converging to that point that we call the horizon. I mean,
he said it as well. The last guy we spoke to, you can't see the curvature of the Earth. You got to get really high, but you can see the curvature of the Earth because it gets in the way of boats. Interesting contradiction. Yeah.
I missed all y'all.
Where have you been?
Oh,
I know, right? Just busy doing life stuff. Got like going out on dates and spending time with my daughter and working.
Going on dates.
Yeah.
Hope that's going well for you, buddy.
It is actually. The most recent girl that I met is a flat earther.
Oh wow!
Good
Dude,
for you, bro. Good for you.
Hey,
she told me, she's like, you're gonna think I'm weird, but I'm a flat earther. I'm like, what did you say?
hey sheepdog, welcome to the land of the living. Now get a shovel and start digging.
Right. That's a good one.
All the best then, sheepdog. Is that sounds like a relatively new thing? So, no expectations, my friend. But I hope it goes well.
Oh yeah. Same here. I just gotta find somebody that like we have like good vibes together, and we do we can balance each other when it comes to like doing at home work and life work and things like that.
Hey, man, and when you meet people, you can have a meeting of the minds like that. At least you don't have to worry about other stuff. Like you can filter a lot of things, especially when you get in a relationship with someone, right? With a partner. Just by having that meeting of the mind on the same page on certain things is even better, because if, let's say one day, for example, maybe not you, but other people have the same situation as you. At least you can filter things like the jibby jabbies and that kind of stuff. You can filter all that right from the start.
She's a truther all the way around. Like we had that conversation, all of it.
Exactly. So at least it's a good filter. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I can be honest with this person. I don't have to worry about them. Like, no, don't talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to leave you if you keep talking about it. I don't need to hear that.
Wow.
Wait, you can have a real conversation? You can actually have a real conversation with your partner? Wow, amazing.
I know, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Even if you disagree, you should still be able to have those conversations. Just to like vent to each other. But
All right, guys, just very quickly, we've got a heliocentrist in the server. So Bangladesh, do apologise for pronouncing your name wrong. So Bangladesh, I've given you control of your mic. I don't know if you got it or not, but you seem to be. Let me read that again. Heliocultist. So welcome to the server, my friend. How are you?
BanglaDOUCHE. BanglaDOUCHE, do you have control of your mic? You do. It's your choice to talk. Your chance to talk.
I love how we're all patient and quiet there. Hello, mate.
I know. Oh, we're mean here. We're nasty here.
Bangladesh, you need to be like a lot louder.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, really well, thank you, mate. What brings you to our server today? I see you're a heliocultist, so you must have been here before.
I'm not a cultist. I have been here before, like 2 times, including this. It's 3.
Oh, awesome. So, what brings you in today?
I was here like for a bit. I don't know. I just wanted to listen, but then I got like into a debate, and then they muted me for some reason.
Damn. Well, what was you debating about, mate?
Flat Earth.
Anything in particular? Curvature, rotation, or gas pressure without a container?
In like I forgot. I have bad memory. I'm sorry.
It's no problem. Maybe your memory's good enough for this. Why do you still think you're living on a spinning ball?
I don't know. Everyone believes in it, so I think it's just easier for me to believe in it.
Okay, everybody in Manchester seems to support Manchester United or Manchester City because it's easier for them, even though the football teams are shit. All right, that's fine if you want to believe what everybody else believes because it's easier for you because you don't have a backbone.
No.
Yes, that's all right.
There are some things that everyone believes on, like concession, right? Everyone believes on something, so everyone believes on round Earth. I mean, almost everyone. So I think it's just better to believe.
Well, if you're going to say everyone, apart, you don't.
I mean, obviously, not everyone will agree on.
How does the world present?
Like, for example, murder is bad, right? Everyone won't agree that murder is bad.
Yeah. How does the Earth present itself to you, my friend? Does it look like a ball, or does it look flat?
It looks flat.
Oh, especially over the waters, right? Those waters of the Earth look really flat, don't they?
I haven't really seen an ocean, but I guess.
Yeah, see, this is the primary surface of the Earth. It's apparently all of its water, 70% of it. But when we observe water and we understand how water acts upon the surface, we observe that water to act upon the surface level. Now, it's a bit of a problem because if that happens, then the Earth can't be a ball, right?
I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, you understand how light reflects off of water, right? You understand that maybe when you go to a swimming pool, it's reflecting light above like a mirrored surface. That's the same as the oceans and the seas of the world. They reflect light from above, the clouds and the sun, like a perfectly mirrored surface. So they look level, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know that when you go down to the beach and you see the sunset and you have that ray of sunlight across the water to your feet, you know that could only happen on a flat surface. If the surface was curved, you wouldn't get that reflection.
I wouldn't, but what if, like, the curve was so big that it's not really curved anymore?
You still wouldn't get that reflection because there's a distortion in the surface.
Maybe, I don't know actually. But I have been debating for a while, so I will listen for now and I will do my research.
Okay.
And then I'll come back with even much better evidence.
Yeah, don't worry. So, I'll tell you what you could do is you could give us or provide us with direct measurement of the curvature of the Earth, who and how it was done. Direct measurement of the rotation of the Earth, who and how it was done. And you can give us a demonstration of gas pressure without a container, if that's ever been demonstrated, who and how that was done. So those three things, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Next. Then nobody else.
There's Bootman. I don't know much about Bootman.
I was just looking at Bootman as well. So, Bootman, you've got voice verified. You do have control of your microphone, so you are able to speak. What brings you in here, Bootman? Please don't be one of those pussies that's just here to listen. Please.
Sorry, I missed the question. My phone was a bit away. What was the question?
I was just saying, hi, mate. What brings you into the server today? Don't think anybody's here you speak yet?
I've been here for several hours. Already spoke with Mayhem.
Oh. I wonder you're quiet.
I did ask him about not exactly like the globe or the flat Earth, and I liked his answer. And I'm going to use it, but perhaps he can give me a different answer that I could use. It's in regards to people viewing the world through the lens of belief or fact. Like, for example, you have people coming on here talking about the globe, how they believe in stuff, right? And they don't seem to differentiate well between these two concepts, fact and belief. To them, belief is like fact, you know? And I want to ask you now, like, if you meet a bunch of people in real life and you wanted to filter them out, for example, those who think in belief and those who think in fact, without antagonizing them directly, perhaps like in a few sentences, how could you like ascertain whether they're the one group or the other group?
Ask them to provide evidence for the things that they believe in. If they don't provide evidence for it, then realise that it's just a belief without evidence. It's not first-hand knowledge.
Would you ask them about the weather or about like flat Earth and stuff? Like, I would preferably not ask them about like controversial topics, you know? I don't know.
There's a few things that you can ask people, but it depends where your conversation's going to go. Sometimes we bring up, for example, the gas pressure argument. If you ask somebody...
I mean, you just met.
Yeah.
So, Don, I would like to touch his question about belief versus fact. Okay. So, what was your question? The belief, facts, or is there a versus between those things?
Like, I try to group people into I don't know, like to differentiate people, filter people out for myself so I can find like-minded individuals, you know? Like, for example, you guys here, like, you have a flat Earth debate server, and you also like filter people out into globers, flat earthers, and like real earthers, right? And like concavers and whatnot, or people on the fence. So I want to differentiate people, those who view the world through the lens of fact, like factual information, and those who just believe in stuff.
Yeah, but even people touching the topics that you mentioned, the labels that refer to certain topics about certain things that people do and talk about, right? Flat Earth, globe Earth. You can talk about facts, and then you can talk about beliefs, right? Because the globe Earthers say, we believe if this and this and that, and they give you their story, right? And they believe in it. And they talk about it because of their mindset. They make statements about their belief in their minds, right? Even though they operate in reality and they function properly almost everywhere, right? Like they can do things in reality, right? They can be mechanics, they can do this, they can do that, and whatever it is. But they can still hold a belief
about some idea, right? Now, there is the factual stuff, the real part, the real is level, that doesn't need any belief, is axiomatic, is the real thing that you can verify, and it is what it is, right? That's what it is. It's no, don't matter your belief, that's what it is, factually. But then, remember, these words have meanings. So the word facts has a meaning, and also the word belief has a meaning. And many of the definitions and the utilization of the words and their meaning has been hijacked, including the word belief and facts. Those two have been taken, and their meanings have been perverted. Okay? So the word belief, I can utilize it colloquially, and I can say, okay, since I believe that when let's say I go outside, I believe I'm gonna make some money, right? I go outside, I'm gonna go into the business world, and I believe that today I'm gonna make $100, right? Or 300 or 500, I believe. And then factually I made 500. I made more. I had a belief at that moment that was incorrect, right? But let's talk about another belief. You can utilize it practically. Yesterday, my wife cooked me a ribeye, a precious, right? And today, at the same time, I believe that she's gonna do the same thing. And I made it home, and guess what? There's a ribeye on the plate. It's ready to. My precious is ready to, to be consumed, to eat as a meal. I believed it. I mean, my belief was correct. But I could also have the same belief at the same moment before I made it home. And when I make it home, she has salmon. It was salmon, it wasn't ribeye. So my belief was wrong. Right?
Right.
Okay. So I can still use the word belief for certain things. I believe that tomorrow the sun is gonna come. I believe it because it's happened yesterday and the day before. But it's not tomorrow yet. I only believe it right now and then it's not tomorrow yet. But I still believe that tomorrow that hasn't come, the sun is gonna come. It's not a fact yet, but it's a post-diction because it's something that is been and that's the way it is. Right? So yeah, you can utilize the two words certain ways, and the word doesn't have to be demonized. Like as a lot of people the word belief also has been demonized, like many other words has been. I don't know if people agree with me in here, but go ahead, guys. You guys want to reply to what I said? Go ahead.
I get what you're saying. There's a phrase I like to use: believing factually. Does that vibe with you?
I agree with Jim's.
No. I mean, factually, because you don't know factually until you make it there and you verify your belief. But your belief can be correct. Your belief could be correct, but until you make it there and you actually verify, then it's factual. That's the difference. Because you could still hold the same belief you could still hold it, but then you make it there and your belief wasn't correct, then, your belief wasn't factual. That's the difference.
So if you believe that the sun will rise again tomorrow when it's night, you're believing factually?
Yeah, because it's by record, it's been happening day after day after day after day, but tomorrow hasn't come yet. We're talking about the factual thing right now, and tomorrow hasn't come, but I'm holding a belief that the same thing that happened last morning is going to happen the next morning.
So here's where I would like to make a distinction.
And when it happens, I know that my belief was correct, just like it was before. And you can do the same thing with many different things.
Bootman, real quick. I was just going to say real quick, Chemsy, do you know what they call that when the sun is going to come up, is likely going to come up tomorrow because it's always come up day after day after day after day? Do you know what that's called?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, say what it's called, bro. Come on.
I don't know the English term for it now.
It's not a prediction, it's a post-diction. It's something that's happened over and over again. So therefore, we can assume that's going to happen again when we wake up tomorrow.
Post-diction, yeah?
Post-diction.
Cool. Thanks. So I guess where I would differentiate between the two groups of people, a new distinction would be those who base their beliefs on post-diction and those who base their beliefs without checking the supposed facts first and believing just because somebody said so. You know, doesn't matter.
The way that when they say, "Oh, the globe model predicts it," no, it's a post-diction. It's something that's always happened. Even when everybody believed it was a flat Earth, it still happened. When everybody knew it was a flat Earth, it still happened.